Hey there everyone, welcome to another episode of Win Tuition MTG. My name is Zach, and today we've got another cEDH video for you. But before we get into the action, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, TOA Magic. With almost 100,000 unique card singles in stock, they've got everything you need from Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master. And they offer free track shipping on every order. You can also pick up your supplies from them on location at events like Regionals Minneapolis or LobsterCon PM. Don't forget to use our code WINTUition at checkout to save 5% off your total order. Thank you again to TOA Magic. Eternal lives here. Let's get into the action. Starting us off today, we have Wyatt playing as Tymna and Thrasios, Toads and Toes. Going second, we have our friend Thomas playing Sefris of the Hidden Ways Dungeon Run. In third seat, we have Ryan playing his Magda Treasuretopia deck. And myself going last, playing Kinnan +1. Let's have a good game, guys.
Here, does anybody have any pre-game effects?
Put into play a Gemstone Caverns with a luck counter, and pitching a Mirage Mirror.
Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. Best of luck, everybody. I will start off with a Wooded Foothills, and I will sacrifice it. I'll get a Tropical Island off of the Wooded Foothills. I will then tap my Tropical Island for 1 blue, and I'll cast a Mystic Remora. Any responses?
I have no responses.
Nothing here.
Tears and Sadness.
Alright, I'll pass the turn.
I will draw for turn. I don't want to feed the fish, but I might have to once. Going to Command Tower into a Soul Ring.
Fish trigger. I'll draw a card.
Any responses to Soul Ring?
Nope.
It's all good.
I'll pass.
Alright. Draw for turn. I'm gonna get a play Shink of the Blood-Soaked Keep. Tap it for 1. And get a Dwarven Armorer out. And that'll be my turn.
Keep draw. Play a Rejuvenating Springs as land for turn. And then we'll tap 1 for a Birds of Paradise.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
Untap. In my upkeep, I'm going to pay 1 for my Mystic Remora. I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play a Scrubland as my land for turn, and I will pass.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I will play an Underground Sea. And then I will tap 4 to cast the One Ring.
Mystic Remora trigger on that.
Cannot pay.
I'll draw. The One Ring's pretty good. Any responses?
No responses here.
No response.
No responses.
Okay, great. I have a One Ring now. I'll pass.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Oh. I'm gonna get an Urza's Cave out for turn. And I'm gonna tap 2, get Magda on the field. Right.
Okay.
If that resolves.
Okay.
No
All right.
responses.
No responses.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and move into the combat phase. And I'm gonna swing my 0-2 at you, getting to create a treasure
I'll
token.
block with a 0-1.
Oh, wow. Actually, this is a 1-2 coming at you, because other dwarves get +1, so if you block, your bird would die.
Okay, I would just not block.
And then I will create my treasure token, and then that will be my turn.
Okay. Keep draw.
Should have blocked with your birds.
Unfortunate. Tap 2. Bring out Kinnan. Any responses?
No responses.
No responses.
Nope.
And in that case, you've pulled 2 cards so far off that Mystic Remora.
Yeah.
Do I want to potentially give you a 3rd? I don't think I do. I think I just want to pass.
Okay, untap. In my upkeep, do I want to pay for fish?
I don't think you do.
I think I can go 1 more turn. I'll pay for fish.
What's 1 more round?
I'll draw. I'm going to play a Windswept Heath as my land for a turn. When I'm into my end step and I have to discard a card from my hand, it's a bit unfortunate, but I'm going to discard Italian the Kindly Lord, and I'll pass a turn.
Okay. On your end step, I'm going to tap the One Ring, put a burn counter to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll untap for my turn. Take a damage from the One Ring. And then draw. I'm just going to tap the One Ring again right now. Draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
Fair magic.
Fair magic. I'm going to play a Mystic Gate as my land for turn. And then I think I will just tap 3 and play out Sefris. That's going to be my turn. I'm going to pass.
Responses?
No responses.
No response.
I also got none. Just
Okay,
checking.
great. Yep. I'll pass.
Alright, one tap. And draw. Not a land. So, we're going to go into the next phase, and I'm going to tap for 3, sacrificing the treasure token, and cast a Magus of the Moon.
Priority Zach. I'll be honest, I don't have anything that interacts with this in my hand. The only thing I have can't hit creatures.
It'll be okay.
Because this hoses all
I
3 of us.
can't do anything about it, but I can
It'll
attempt
be
to
okay.
let you draw into something. I'll tap Birds of Paradise for 2 green. Cast a Worldly Tutor.
Okay, there's
Not
a
pay.
Mr. Kimura.
Cannot pay for the fish.
I'll draw. That sadly does not help us here. Yeah, I have to pass priority as well, unfortunately.
Yep, I have nothing I can do.
Cool. Cool.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and resolve my tutor.
Mhm.
Alright, Worldly Tutor will put a Bloom Tender on top of my library. And then I have no other responses to the Magus.
I guess just why not? I'll have a Tundra coming off my Windswept Heath, and then I'm passing priority.
I have nothing I can do.
Alright, cool. That's fun. I'm going to go ahead and move to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging both the Dwarven Armorer and Maggie at you, Wyatt.
It's 3 total.
Yes, 3 total.
Two
And whenever a
commanders.
dwarf you control becomes tapped. So a dwarf, I will create 2 treasures. I will have cast the Chalice of the Void for 0.
Okay, Mr. Kimura trigger.
I will pay the 1.
It's
It's 4.
this one's 4.
Oh,
You're thinking of
I'm
Ristic.
sorry. I
Yeah.
thought it was Ristic.
I'll draw.
I will keep my 2 treasures. And with that fun turn, I'm going to go ahead and pass.
Alright, so untap, upkeep, draw. Wonder what I drew, guys. Alright, we'll go ahead and tap the Birds of Paradise for 2 green. But we're gonna start out with 2 for a Simic Signet.
Okay,
Mystic Trigger. You got it.
I'll draw.
And then we will... I should have done that way. Actually, we'll just use the 2 green floating and we'll play a Bloom Tender.
Okay.
Not going to do what I was thinking about. And we will pass.
Untap. Upkeep. Pay for fish. Draw for turn. Land for turn. Arid Mesa. Move to discard. Discard Felwar Stone, Draneth, and Manadran. Pass.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play this really cool looking mountain.
Hell yeah.
I love all your mountains.
Thanks. I worked hard for them.
And I guess there's no point in not feeding it anymore. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we
tap-
want interaction. for
Yeah,
them.
so I'm going to tap 2 to play an Arcane Signet.
Okay, Mr. Kimura trigger. I will draw. No responses?
Okay. I will then tap 3 for a Ashnod's Altar.
Mystical Marcher.
Yep, you can
Draw. Draw. It's a little scary, but still no responses.
Any other responses?
No response.
Nope.
Okay. Great. Then, finally, I'll tap 2 additional to cast a Putrid Goblin. Just a fun 2/2 with Persist.
That's not good. Any responses?
No responses here.
I can't
We
respond.
Great. If that's the case, I think I might as well get the value right now. So I'm going to sacrifice it to the Sir Belvedere's Scales, Ashnod's Altar.
Mm-hmm.
Going to come back with a -1/-1 counter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to mark up this. And then I get to venture into the dungeon. I'm going to go into the Lost Mines of Phandelver and scry 1. I will keep that on top, and then I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap. Let's get a draw action. That is a beautiful looking mountain. I'll play my mountain for a turn. I'll tap 3 and get a professional Facebreaker out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that cool with everybody?
That's cool with me.
No, but I can't respond.
Okay, cool. I do enjoy that. So, I'm going to go to the combat side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your guy? A 2/2 or a 2/3?
I have a 2/3 and a 1/1 right now.
Okay. Once again, I'll be sending both of these at Wyatt. Any responses from you, sir? For 3 damage heading your way.
You don't want to swing something at one of them for more Facebreaker triggers?
They can block and kill.
I don't know if he would trade his Kinnan for your Magda.
After the last time how Magda disappeared my whole game and everybody wants to get rid of Magda.
I feel like you could get another treasure if you want, but your call.
Okay.
I'll take my 3.
And that'll, dealing damage gives me the 5 treasures.
5?
Well, tap would bring me to 4.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
dealing
sorry.
damage to you,
Yeah.
5.
Thought you were indicating differently.
And Chalice is on 1, correct?
0.
It's on 0.
It's on 0. Okay.
0.
Just double checking. With the die on there, I wasn't positive.
Yeah, I tried finding the closest thing to a 0.
I would just wouldn't put anything on it at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because that looks more like there's 1 on it.
Alright, it is a 0.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to go ahead, I believe, pass the turn right now.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw. I will play a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tap the Birds of Paradise for 2 green. And then tap Gemstone Cavern. Well, my 3 mountains for 3. For a Invasion of Ikoria, X's 3.
Nice.
We will have you be the defender over here.
Mystical Warrior trigger.
Have it.
I will draw.
Any responses?
Nope.
Do you win off this? I don't think so.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no responses.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so Invasion of Ikoria will put a Gilded Drake into play. When Gilded Drake enters play, targeting Magda.
Well,
Swap.
I do have a response.
Oh, not the REB.
I'm going to pay 1 and do an REB on it.
Oh, Mystic Remora trigger.
No.
I'll draw. Money in the bank. I just literally top deck Force of Will right now.
Oh, yes. We like that.
I have to pitch Flusterstorm to it. Ooh. Well, here... Yeah, I think I can't, because if I leave Magda with you, you are just in a game-winning position. I'm sorry.
Is Force discard or exile?
It's exile.
That's what I thought.
I'll lose one of my Force.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, buddy, but it must be done. You're too scary.
Put defeat on the stack.
At least I can't get mana off of Magda right now because she's tapped.
It's true. And this...
You get a flyer.
Because of this now makes Zach the threat at the table, so now we're looking this way.
Yeah, because now, like, oh, man.
I don't think I want to give you another card, so I think I just... Actually, we can do this. 3... Nope, never mind. Yeah, that's still not enough because that's 4 for that cost effect. We're just going to pass.
Untap, upkeep. I'm paying 4. At least I'm doing something, right? Draw for turn. My land for turn will be this ancient tomb. This ancient mountain.
Very ancient mountain.
Weird, I didn't know that artist did a mountain.
And they did,
You
yeah.
didn't hear of Ursa's mountain?
I'm gonna move to discard once.
So,
I'm getting rid of crop rotation and grand abolisher to discard.
Okay. I missed my one ring trigger last upkeep, so I am actually supposed to be at 2 lower life.
No worries. And then from there, I'm passing it over.
Okay, speaking of the one ring, I'm going to tap it on your end step to draw 3 cards.
That's so good.
I'll untap for turn. Not miss it this time, lose 3 life.
Mm-hmm.
Draw for turn. Okay. I would like to tap the one ring one more time. Draw 4 cards.
We might end up just losing to Sefris.
yeah.
3, 4.
Oh, man.
Taking Magda was still probably the right play, though.
I think so, too.
Okay.
We dead?
No. Somehow I didn't find a basic land, so I'm going to play this mountain.
Your Mystic Mountain.
My
think
mana
you-
mountain.
I think you, in fact, found a basic land.
It's true.
Oh,
It's true.
yeah, it says Mana Mountain. I was thinking of the other land. Your Mountain
See,
Confluence.
Magnus, or not, well, I don't have her anymore, but Magus is saving us all. Because he just said he would have won, and he just said he would have won. So, like, now you're stealing my win. Can you just lose and let me win?
Well, granted, we don't know what interaction people have, but, like, we just probably have the gas.
Yeah.
Just asking for a friend.
Yeah, if that wasn't out, I would have probably won. Okay. I'll tap this for a black
Mm-hmm.
to cast a dark ritual.
Seems good.
Mystic Remore trigger.
I think I'll let you draw.
All right. Responses?
Nope.
No response.
None here.
Okay. So with that 3 black, I would like to add 2 to it. Use one of the black floating to cast this fun card called Serek the Arclich.
All right.
No responses here.
No response.
I also, unfortunately, have no responses.
Great. So I would like to venture into the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go into the second room, the goblin lair. I'm going to get a 1/1 goblin.
I don't think this is infinite yet, but I don't know the Acerec lines.
It is not infinite. Not yet.
It's very close.
It
It
is
is very
getting
close.
quite close, but it will
Yeah.
bounce back to my hand.
Mm-hmm. It's just a great value engine at this point in time.
I think I will do the same exact thing. Serek going into the storeroom, giving Putrid Goblin a +1/+1 counter,
Yep.
moving its --/. Then bounce back to my hand. I would like to, I think, just leave it at that and use my last black to cast this Blood Artist.
Seems good.
You tap the land for the black?
He had the
I
black
had
floating.
from the
one
dark
more
red.
floating
Yeah.
from the dark red.
Mhm.
He used
Well, that's
that-
why I'm-
he used the land for the generic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then.
Yep.
I thought it was just a I was like, you don't have to do that, man. It's okay. It's a mountain.
I would like to go to my discard, and I will discard a Jin Catexis Progress Tyrant
Mm-hmm.
and an Orcish Bowmasters. And I'll pass this turn.
Cool, cool. I'm gonna untap. Take a deep sigh for homegirl being over there.
I mean, you still have treasure generation through your professional
Yeah.
Icebreaker.
I will draw.
You just don't have the tutor effect in play.
That's true.
Let's go ahead and pay 3. And get a battered golem out.
Mm-hmm.
Battered golem doesn't untap during my untap whenever an artifact comes into play.
Untap it.
And that was my top deck, so that was a very smart choice.
If we didn't
of-
take Magda, it just would
that
have
would
been
have been
game.
this turn.
Yeah.
Off of a top deck, that would have been great.
I think that, I mean, it's just the smart thing. So in response, I am going to sacrifice my Putrid Goblin to Ashnon's Altar.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come back with the Persist trigger. With -1. Going to go to the last room of Lost Mines of Phandelver. Draw a card. I have a Blood Artist trigger.
Is it target, right?
It's target.
Okay.
Yeah, target player. Zach, I'm gonna hit you for 1. And I'm gonna gain 1. And then I completed a dungeon, so Sefris will trigger. And I'm going to return a creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. It's going to be a Jin Catexis Progress Tyrant. So the first artifact, instant, or sorcery spell that you guys casted will be countered. My first one will be copied.
Can I have the Magda back so I can take care of that real quick?
I don't think that's going to take care of that.
Oh, I'll take care of that. I'll do the player removal.
I assume there's no responses.
No
to the
responses
to
ability.
the response.
Djinn.
No responses. Would have to be to the ability, not the Djinn, but
Yeah.
terrifying.
All right, well.
So your golem enters.
Yeah, at least I got him on the field, so let's move to combat. Do you have any flyers?
I do not have any flowers.
Cool, I'm going to
Yeah,
come at
get the
you with a
paint.
Drake.
Hell
See,
yeah.
we're working together.
Yeah, now we are.
I'm
You-
going
I'm
you
gonna
should attack me.
Come at you with my 0 dwarf.
That's a
No,
one.
he's just a 0 because...
Oh, yeah, Magda's not.
yeah.
Magda's not play over here now, yeah.
And how
Well,
many
you don't get a
creatures you
damage
have?
or a treasure from Facebreaker if you don't deal damage to me.
It just says when a creature deals so deal...
Zero is not
damage.
dealing damage.
Yeah, 0 is not damage.
You can just
And you just swing the Magus.
Magnus
yeah.
is coming at you for 2, and Facebreak and Menace is coming at you.
Facebreaker's how big?
2,
2,
3.
Yeah, I'll take the 2.
I will take the 3.
And I took mine.
I'll go up to 7 treasures. So, since I already cast,
It won't trigger again.
because it was before, it is
Correct.
just when it sees the first cast trigger,
'Cause-
not that it was the first one cast for the turn.
No. So it's the first one cast for the turn is when it would check, but because you've already cast one this turn, even though he wasn't in play for it, it won't trigger this turn.
So I could cast another artifact
Yes.
without it being countered right now.
Yes.
You cast artifact and sorcery will not get countered in this turn.
It's also not one of each type. It's if you cast any of the types, then
Yeah.
you're good
Another
for
one's
all
okay.
Anything
three.
that checks the box.
Alright, I'm going to sacrifice a treasure to exile the top card of my library.
Is that Nexus of Becoming?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good hit.
Yeah.
That's all my treasures.
That's the downside.
Mm-hmm.
But like the further you gamble, the less likely you are to cast stuff anyway. So like, think about what your average curve
I'm
is.
trying to...
Yeah, that's
So I'm
fair.
going to sacrifice another one.
I don't know what your deck curve's out at, but like 4 or 3 might be where I am a
It
little more
says
hesitant.
play this turn, so I can put this into play.
Yeah.
I'll put a gemstone caverns in.
That's a gemstone mountain.
Oh, my
mountain.
bad. My mountain
Yeah.
caverns into play.
You can just sack those treasures and tap that mountain and play the Nexus of Becoming.
Honestly, I think you go one more.
Yeah, I'm going to go one more.
Because the Nexus is good, but it doesn't quite do a ton. That can kill something, right?
Deals damage to a player you may have spark... Oh.
It's only to a player?
Yeah, it's not a spell. I thought it was lightning bolt. It's Spark Mage. So whenever Spark Mage deals combat damage to a player, they may have Spark Mage deal 1 damage to target creature.
The art does look like a removal spell from here.
I'll go ahead and just tap 1 and put him out into play.
Sure.
That's still my exile pile. We'll dig one more time. Alright, that'll be it for my turn.
Okay.
We'll go into exile. Found a mountain.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Alright, Zach. We need you to Psych Rift.
Yeah, I would love to be able to.
I would too.
Tap Bloom Tender for a green and 2 blue. We're going to use one of the 2 blue for a Mystic Remora.
Mystic Remora trigger.
Have it.
I will draw no responses. The unfortunate part is neither of these matter for his loot.
Yep.
We need wristics.
Yep. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total. We're gonna activate Kinnan.
Yep.
Or sorry, I don't have to tap the Birds of Paradise. I have 2 floating, so we're gonna do that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because I made for 3 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the top 5. We're gonna take a Nezahal Primal Tide.
That's decent.
That's pretty
It's
good.
not nothing. And then we're gonna move to combat.
Swing Magda at me.
Yep, to make
Taking
a
2.
treasure. My singular treasure here.
I was like, why are you taking commander from me? Then I
Still your
realized
commander.
Still
Yes,
my
yes,
commander.
commander.
And on that note, we are going to pass.
Alright.
On your end step,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to sacrifice my goblin token.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to activate Sefris again. I'm going to go into the first room once more. And scry 1. I don't think I need that. I'm going to put it on the bottom.
Bloodhurst.
Blood Artist trigger. Ryan, you're at 40. I'm going to hit you for 1. Ooh, go up
Yeah,
1.
none of us are on decks like Necropotence or Adnals.
Yeah.
And that's all I can do.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. Do you think it's better for me to keep my Mystic Remora or let you draw 1 card off your Mystic Remora?
I will
you
potentially
draw
draw 2,
2.
so it's double the card
I
value.
guess
at the
it
moment.
might be better to do that, right? I'm going to let my fish die because the fish doesn't do anything if he attempts to go off, and it doesn't meaningfully help, so... I'm going to play no land. I don't have a land. I'm going to tap for 4, and I'm going to cast the One Ring.
Okay.
There will
Trigger.
be 2 cast triggers. I can't pay, and you'll just get to resolve that. There
Sure.
will also be a Jinja Taxes, which will counter those said One Ring.
Correct.
Draw 2.
Hold on, sorry. Let me tap. A little smarter just in case, and I'll pass.
Fair.
Okay, let me see here. I want more value.
Real.
So I think I'm going to...
Sakujinga Taxis.
funny enough, I think I'm going to sack the Blood Artist.
I think the Jinka Taxis is better. Sack.
Nah.
No, I think sacking the Blood Artist is fine. None of
Yeah.
us are on decks where our life total really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still at 33, but
Mhm.
I do get a Blood Artist trigger from that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't hit you yet, Wyatt, so
Sounds
you take
good.
1. Gain 1.
He's trying to get rid of my punching bag.
And then Sefris will trigger. I'm going to go into the second room, and I'm going to get my 1/1 Goblin back. So cool.
I wish that counted as a 0 mana cost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, is it my turn, you said?
Yeah, I'm passing
Okay.
it up.
So I will untap for turn. Lose 4 from the One Ring. Draw. Interesting. I'm going to tap the One Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 5 cards.
Keep digging,
2.
digging.
Yeah, he just needs to find a removal spell for the Magus, pretty much, I feel.
5.
Or the other piece for the Sararak combo.
Well, I don't... Oh, yeah, the other half of it. I was going to say there's nothing stopping the other part of it, but I just misunderstood you.
I swear I have basic lands in here. They're somewhere.
The classic cEDH dilemma.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just lose to Blood Moon.
Yeah.
It happens.
I will play this cool mountain.
Morphic Mountain.
Morphic Mountain.
With a morphic mountain.
It's a mountain pool.
Sack Goblin. Trigger Sefris. Go into storeroom. Give Putrid Goblin +1/+1 counter. Then I will use the 2 floating from the Ashnod's Altar and add a black to it to cast a Sararak.
Mm-hmm.
A Sararak will venture into the dungeon, allowing me to draw a card and complete a dungeon, which is going to trigger Sefris once again. I'm going to get and Orcish Bowmasters.
Now it's really bad.
I'm going to be discarding a Grand Abolisher, a Trinket Mage, a Hullbreaker Horror, Sea of Clouds, Polluted Delta, Lotus Petal, and Chromox.
Terrifying.
Yikes.
If he completes another dungeon, we're probably just absolutely cooked. Because he gets the horror and then he just wins.
Yeah.
All right. You said you're done?
I'm done.
All right.
Because horror eats the Magus, and then he's got his Soul Ring and his Arcane Signet, which go infinite.
Yeah.
Or well, no, those don't go positive. They just go neutral.
No, they do. No. Well,
They go
yeah,
neutral.
no, they go neutral. Yeah.
He gets something else, but he's got.
He's got a Lotus Petal there. You just flicker the Lotus Petal for the casting cost to start netting one every like 3 spells.
Cool. Let's see what I get. I'm going to crack a treasure and exile the top card of my library. A 1 ring. Cast a Mox Amber.
So Mox Amber on the stack. Mox
Yeah.
Amber is immediately going to get countered by Chalice of the Void because I believe that's a state-based action, so it is no longer on the stack. There are now 3 additional triggers of a Mystic Armor, Nezahal, and a Jin Taxis. Any responses to the Jin trigger?
Nothing to the gym.
Okay. We can let the trigger resolve. Then we're
I
here.
will pay for one of those.
Yeah, then
Fair.
that's fair.
Okay.
I think you do pay.
Draw.
Okay,
I'll
so
draw
then
my
there's one Bowmaster
There's
trigger.
one Bowmaster trigger. Yeah, I guess I'll hit that.
Okay.
I get my Orc.
Now you can play your One Ring if you want.
Yeah. Oh, that's the pay 4 guy, right?
Yeah.
Pay 4.
So then no, I would have had to pay 4. I only paid 1 with that, so I'm down to 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How many
It's like a-
blockers do you have? Oh, you have a big blocker.
I have a 7/7,
He does have a
2/2, and a
7/7.
0/1.
Okay, well. I'm gonna go ahead. You flyers? 1 flyer, a bird.
He has no flyers.
I have a bird.
Oh, the bird's alive.
Bird's a
Oh,
flyer.
no.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and
He's got no flyers.
I have
right?
no flyers.
Yeah, so
switch
you can
it
hit
up
us.
to combat. 1 to you in the air.
It's actually 3 on the Drake.
Yeah.
I meant 1 creature, sorry. A
You're
3/3 in the air at
Yep.
you. 2/2 in the ground going at you.
I'll take 3.
And that's just a... Yeah, that'll be me then. I'll just attack you 2.
Okay. Get your 2 treasures.
And my 2 treasures.
Casting One Ring. We've got some
Casting One Ring.
triggers. There's a
Not
2
paying
here.
for anything.
I don't believe you have anything, right?
I don't have any triggers
On
off of
cast.
that.
All right. So draw for the first trigger.
Okay.
Orcish trigger.
Target?
Target Magus.
Yes, that makes sense.
With both or 1?
One at a time.
Actually,
okay.
Yeah.
I have a weird sequencing that I'm going to do. So,
Sure.
on response to the Orcish trigger, I'm going to sack the Orc to Ashnod's Altar to trigger Sefris.
Okay.
I'm going to scry 1. Put that on bottom. Then I'm going to do the Orcish trigger, do 1 to Magus, get my Orc back.
Okay.
Second trigger, the Nezahal trigger is on the stack.
Mr. Kimura is a May.
Is a May. I've resolved that one first. I'm doing Nezahal next.
You should have denied your Mystic, I think.
I think it's still going to be worth it. I will draw for Nezahal.
Okay. Second Bowmaster trigger.
Second Bowmaster trigger, I'm going to also point to Magus. Yeah, I don't think I care enough about the One Ring, so I'm all good.
Okay. One Ring resolves.
Cool.
You have pro everything, and if you want, now you can tap and draw. You
So-
don't really have to
yeah.
worry about the Bowmaster anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
He's probably not going to snipe your doors versus killing a Birds of Paradise first.
So I will say, I don't know if it matters to you or not, but if the bird lives, that's more options I have to try to
It
dig
does
something to
keep
deal
him-
with his stuff.
Does keep him more alive.
all right. All right. Well, that is all I can do on my turn.
My turn.
Good luck
untap.
with your no more mountains.
Upkeep. We're going to tap the Exotic Orchard for 1 to pay for the Mystic Remora.
Okay.
Steal that die from you. And then draw for turn. We're going to cast a Chromox. Countered by that, triggers Jink taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Just to have it out of the way. That'll be 2, 4. 2 blue, 2 green, we'll say. The 2 green for a Grim Monolith.
Mm-hmm. It's a little scary.
It's not that scary. It's just a bad ritual at this point. We're gonna tap the Grim Monolith for 4 colorless. Got 2 blue floating. We'll tap the gemstone for green. And activate Kinnan.
Okay.
Any responses? Hullbreaker Horror.
It's really good because it lets you get around his Ginge attacks.
Even easier, yes.
Yeah. And you just start bouncing things off the stack. Any responses?
I think I'm just going to respond by sacking my Future Goblin to get my activation out now.
Okay.
So -1. Venture into the dungeon. I'm going to make a little goblin.
We will Mox Amber.
Okay, he literally needed a 0 drop in order for it to be possible. What's fine though
it's
is
it's
even
gonna
though it gets
still get my trigger to bounce that
it
to my
still
hand to
lets him
set it
bounce
up.
this thing.
I'm going to, unless you have responses.
The only thing I could do would get countered by Jin, so I'm just not going to deny him cards.
I'm going to tap Command Tower to play a Silence.
I will first
Yeah,
triggers.
Triggers you can draw.
I will not draw for the Mystic Remora. I will draw for the Nuzz because I
so.
can't get around that. So
I don't know what I bought.
I'm with that
I
after
don't
that
have
draw
an additional
resolves.
one.
There's now an Orcish
Yeah, there's a
Bowmaster
Bowmaster
trigger on the
trigger.
stack. Target is Kinnan.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be targeting.
I'm gonna pass priority.
I have 2 Silences on the stack because Jin
He copies it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm going to draw a card.
Oh well, first he. Oh wait, we resolved the Bowmaster
Yeah.
trigger on the Kinnan.
So-
Okay, so
Ryan would like to activate his One Ring with the silence at the top of the stack.
Orcish Bowmaster trigger, and I'm going to ping the Kinnan.
So that is marked, but it is not
Correct. It's not dead yet. Would you like to respond? You can save him and bounce him.
I will respond to the Bowmasters. 1 for Chain of Vapor.
okay. Also for the sake of clarity, I'm just gonna put this in your grave.
Yeah.
Remind me what that does again?
Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then that permanent's controller may sacrifice a land.
Oh, and it's on top of Magda?
Nope. No. I will be targeting my Kinnan.
Okay, so on the Chain of Vapor cast, there's a Hullbreaker Horde trigger.
An original Hullbreaker Horde trigger is on my Grim Monolith.
Yeah, I figured it was on one of the two, but it's going to be clarified. Okay. What would you like to do with this Hullbreaker Horde
So
trigger?
that Hullbreaker Horde trigger, I would like to point at the copy of Silence.
Sure. Okay, so now at the top of the stack, we've got the Chain of Vapor targeting the Kinnan.
I will respond to my own Chain of Vapor.
Hold in priority, sounds good.
Cool.
I will crack this treasure for, I think I should have done that instead of tapping the Rejuvenating Springs. I fucked up.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I will crack that for 2 blue.
Okay.
The original, going on the original Silence, I will Fierce Guardianship
Okay.
while Kinnan's still in play. Hullbreaker Horror.
You can target the
will-
other silence.
It's already, both have been targeted at this point. With that, I will target my Signet.
Sure.
I would like to respond with my own Fierce Guardianship.
Mystic Remora, Nezahal.
Mystic Remora, I will not draw the card.
Okay.
Nezahal trigger on the stack. I will pitch a Spell Pierce to a Force of Will,
Okay.
Okay.
targeting the Fierce.
Okay.
Okay. So now on that, we
I
have
have
a
a new
Hullbreaker Horde
Hullbreaker.
trigger.
So I will look to bounce my Fierce Guardianship and then
There
re-Fierce
you go.
Guardianship.
Okay, so his Hullbreaker Horde trigger is going to attempt to target his Fierce
Yeah.
Guardianship. Now that we're at this point, with him attempting to bounce his Fears and 1 card in hand, I am going to respond. I'm going to attempt a Swan Song targeting your Force of Will.
Will get countered.
Yep, it'll get countered, but you have a Nezahal and a Mystic Remora trigger.
And I say I will.
You have to draw for the Nezahal.
I have to draw for the Nezahal, so resolve the Nezahal trigger first.
Okay. There is a Bowmaster trigger
Yeah.
that'll resolve.
Yeah.
Any responses?
No. So I'll just take my draw then for the Mystic because I might
Okay.
as well.
So this is dead off the Bowmaster trigger. You get
Yes,
another
I get
counter. I believe the next thing was this getting bounced to your
Goes to my
hand.
hand.
There was this, which is targeting the Fierce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your responses? I'm just going to assume there's no responses at this
Yep,
point.
we're
We're
just
about
gonna
working backwards.
work it back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
then
so
the
this
Fierce
gets-
is eaten.
Counter.
Yep.
Yep, you lose 1 to the Force of Will.
Correct.
Then the next thing, I believe, was the Fierce down here that was targeting the Silence.
Yes.
There was a
Is it-
trigger here that I think was on the Signet.
Yeah,
so your
you-
Signet would have been the first thing that would be returned to your hand.
Because I Fierce. Hey guys, me again. Unfortunately, we have a really bad misplay here on my part, and unfortunately, no one else caught it at the time. That Fierce Guardianship is not a valid play. I do not have the mana available to me, and Kinnan is no longer on board for it to be free. Unfortunately, this means all the actions I take on the rest of my turn are invalid. Thankfully, they don't make a massive adjustment to the end of the game. The player who would win still wins, just changes up their combo a little bit. So bear with us. At the end of the day, we're a bunch of hobby players. We really enjoy the game and the format and are just trying to do our best to learn and have new experiences. And just want to share that with you guys. So thanks for sticking with us on the journey, and let's get back in.
Oh, the other
The original
Silence?
Silence.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this gets bounced in your hand first.
Yeah.
And then...
So this will go... I have a new trigger for this,
Mm-hmm.
which will... I've already got one bouncing that. Why not take everyone's commanders this game? So Hullbreaker will bounce Gilded Drake to my
Okay.
hand.
I think
Responses to target.
responses to target. That does resolve.
Okay,
because of the
so that
whole
would go
break
back
order.
to
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're down to the Fierce.
Okay.
Yes, we're down to the Fierce. Yeah, I think it happens.
Okay, so Fierce eats the Silence.
Yep.
Yes.
And then
Chain of Vapor fizzles.
Chain will fizzle because that was one of the next things. I'm pretty sure on the Chain was when you attempted to bounce this.
It was either this or it was the other Silence, which
The other
is still
Silence,
gonna...
yeah.
This trigger will resolve
Yeah, this-
anyway. So we're good there. I don't believe there was any other triggers or anything.
Did you already?
Yeah, I already
Yeah,
got
he
that
did.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you draw your card?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so then yeah, we're all good.
All right.
And
That
it's-
was a fun stack.
Land for turn. Polluted Delta.
Yep.
Real crack the Polluted Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Losing a life.
The problem now, though, is I think Thomas does win on
There's a
his turn.
really strong chance he does.
I mean, you still have like tons of card drawn interaction.
Yeah.
So
I've got options. I just have...
You know, you could bounce Magda back to my hand.
I sure could, but Magda's going to get me a mana.
Yeah.
Mana. I put a Trop Island to play. No, we can just leave that up. We use the 2 blue. Play the Grim Monolith. We'll bounce... We will bounce the Bowmasters.
Okay. Does it stop him if I get rid of his monolith?
No,
I mean,
not
the
really.
Monolith and Signet theoretically go mana neutral with the Hullbreaker Horror in each other.
Because I don't have Kinnan, and I
Yeah.
can't replay Kinnan here.
Yeah, but that's still infinite Hullbreaker, isn't it?
No.
Well, he has to use the triggers to blink each
Oh,
other.
Yeah, I have to
yeah,
blink
yeah,
each
yeah.
other. So yeah, no, they don't really do anything here.
I mean, getting rid of it slows them down.
I think
It's not
think
critical
I'm
to
fine
do,
with
though.
it resolving, and you're giving me my Orcish back.
Yeah, Orcish back to hand.
Okay. Just a reminder, it does have flash.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just getting it off the field. Like, I'm making you burn mana, if anything, to put it back out.
That's fair.
I will tap the Monolith for 3.
Mm-hmm.
I will use 2 of the 3. No. We'll use 1 of the 3. We'll tap for a blue. I'd rather keep my mana options open if he does something. For Gilded Drake.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to respond.
Okay. I have a Hullbreaker Horror trigger that goes on
Target
the
on
stack as well.
Hullbreaker Horror?
Yes.
Target on Hullbreaker Horror will be... We will target the Jenga taxes.
Okay. Okay. With that all happening,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to And you're targeting Sefris with the D?
He's targeting Ginger Taxis.
We haven't got
No.
anywhere. We haven't gotten to Golden Drake yet. That doesn't happen until it enters. So.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so you don't have to... I'm going to sack Jinka, Texas.
Okay.
So I do technically have 2 colorless footing.
Okay. Gildrake will ETB,
Yes.
and I will look to swap it with your commander.
Okay. I will, in response, sack Sefris.
Okay. I'm perfectly fine with that too.
That forces you to sack the Drake as well.
That's true. That's fine. All right. So.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, killing it is also solid.
Yeah.
Forces him to have to recast it.
So I got 2 floating. We will cast a Simic Signet.
Mm-hmm. Hullbreaker Horror Trigger.
Hullbreaker Horror Trigger will target.
Low key, you could target Ryan's Chalice, and we hope it gets to his turn, and he could reset the count to a more beneficial number.
I got a weird idea here. We are gonna bounce the Chalice.
Okay. It might free up something in your hand, too. I don't know.
Mox Opal.
Yeah, like that. Hullbreaker Horror Trigger?
Hullbreaker.
That's bad, by the way.
That's really bad.
Because that is infinite.
Actually not at the moment because I can't tap it.
You can.
Once I bounce Grim, I can't. Yeah, we'll look to bounce the birds.
Target on the stack.
In response,
Yep.
I would like to tap 2
Mm-hmm.
and flash out an Orcish Bowmasters. ETB trigger.
Response is to cast first.
Or cast trigger.
That's a creature spell, so it
Mm-hmm.
won't matter. Nothing.
Okay. You got it? Just check. I just want to check. I also have nothing.
ETB, I will target the bird.
Okay.
Thank God.
Alright, so I have access to 3 mana at the moment. I'm going to... I have access to 2 mana at the moment, sorry, not 3. I can do math, that's a thing. I will move to combat. I think I just swing Magda at Wyatt to make a treasure.
And take 2.
You know,
Crack the treasure for a blue.
Mm-hmm.
Go to 3. So blue, 2 blue and a green is what we'll have.
Floating.
Yep.
Okay.
I will pay 2 life and use the 3 for Phyrexian Metamorph. Cast trigger, Hullbreaker Horror trigger. Or rather, casting triggers Hullbreaker Horror.
Mm-hmm. And how much can you have 2 green mana and a blue after this?
I have nothing after this. I have to use it for the Phyrexian
Okay.
Metamorph. Sorry.
You're good.
Hullbreaker Horror will target the Mox Opal.
Sure.
Any responses?
Nope.
I pass.
Passing.
yep, me
Okay.
and my protection from everything are really going to hold up.
Mox Opal will
Well,
turn
if
to
he
my...
doesn't have Thoracle in his deck, Ballista can't kill you.
This is true.
That's
I
the
just
one.
expect every
That's
blue
the
draw.
one corner case downside to
Yeah.
not having Thoracle. I honestly think if you're not in black, it's not worth playing.
Yeah.
Almost
I
every
ha-
cEDH
So
deck can
it's
just
not in the
lock-
list. It's not on the list at the moment. I really want it in there. I just
Yeah.
haven't made the cut for it.
Most decks can win without it.
Metamorph will enter as a copy of Hullbreaker Horror.
Yeah, that's basically unbeatable.
Mox Opal.
Mm-hmm.
Mox Opal will, on cast, we'll have 2 Hullbreaker Horror triggers. One will target the One Ring.
Okay.
The other will target my Mystic Remora.
That's fair because you can cast it. That should start the loop.
Any responses?
No, you still one short. You can't start the loop.
I still can't set the
actually.
loop.
Yeah.
No, I can just get a couple more triggers.
You're bouncing the One Ring?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
his Mystic Gamora.
Yep. So,
Sounds good.
bounced hand.
This resolves.
I will tap for a blue.
Mr. Gamora.
Casting Mystic Remora.
Triggers.
Triggers will be my Mox Opal and the Ashnod's Altar.
No, he can just still wipe our board here. He doesn't make infinite mana, but
Yeah, I
he
can
just,
wipe the board.
Yeah, he can just bounce everything.
That's fair. Yeah, I can do that.
Yep.
Yep.
So if there are no responses, we can just agree to the loop. It's not game, but
It's not.
we just don't have anything in play.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. So, we'll resolve the loop. I will end the loop with Mox Opal in hand.
I mean, you can have it untapped for posterity's sake and play.
Could. It's probably worth.
Wait, no.
Because I want the
if
Mystic
you
Aurora in
You
play.
need this in play, right? So it would have to be.
Yeah. I mean, I could set it up so that I bounce something else on
That's
the
fair.
field
You
last.
could. Yeah.
You want to flip your thing, what? Or did you do combat?
That's
I'm going to
actually-
bounce that to hand is what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Get
that
the
seems
tutor back
pretty
to
good.
hand. Yeah, no, we'll leave that in play, just in case.
Okay.
That's back to 0 counters on it, and I will pass the turn afterwards. I'm sorry to myself when I have to edit this.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I'm gonna crack my arid mountain. Wait, it's not a mountain anymore.
It's not a mountain, but it gets a mountain.
I'm about to cast my 4th spell this game, you guys.
Whoa.
Sometimes it's like that. I'll get a Savannah into play off of my Arid Mesa. And I'm 1 mana. I have 4 different combo lines in my hand, and I'm 1 mana short on literally all of them.
Jeez.
Well, that's not true. One I need an artifact for.
In response to...
I say,
I'm
how
just
many,
gonna pass. You're good.
how many do you have in hand at this point, Wyatt?
Just 7.
Okay.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it is 8.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna discard a useless card.
I'm going to flash in Orcish Bowmasters.
Yep.
I don't think it matters too much. I'll ping the Phyrexian Metamorph version.
Okay.
For one, I get my orc back.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's down to 7 available health.
I'll pay 1 life for black to Vamp Tutor.
Triggers?
You can draw if you want.
Yeah, I think I would just take both draws.
Okay.
Bowmaster triggers.
Yep, Bowmaster triggers.
Bowmaster triggers.
Think you
to
just.
any target, so I just ping him, right?
Yeah, I think you just start
Yeah.
pinging in.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm going to tutor. I'm going to draw for turn. I really don't know how. Okay, let's see how it works. I'm going to tap 1 to cast a Soul Ring.
Okay. Trigger.
You can draw.
Yeah, I just take both.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you for 2.
Okay.
This goes up by 2. I would like to attempt to cast a Teferi Time Raveler.
Oh, that's so gas.
Triggers. Draw 2.
I'll hit you 2 times.
Responses to Teferi? Responses to Teferi.
I've just had sadness for the past 3 turns on the stack.
I feel you, man.
I know I gave it to you for like 5 turns with my Magus, so I feel you now. I'm sorry.
It happens.
What is that Teferi? It's the... Gotta do things at sorcery speed.
Sorcery
Sorcery
speed
speed.
only.
Sorcery speed.
And it
He's
gives
on
me-
4 mana. He can't Thoracle. His commander costs 5 for the combo. What is the plus and minus on that Teferi?
I can plus it to give my sorcery spells flash until my next turn, and I can -3 to return target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand, and I draw a card.
Sure, enchantment. You can net 1 extra with Soul Ring and be able to get your commander out if you do that. And bouncing anything on my field doesn't actually help you that much with that little mana left. So I think we're good on that.
Passing.
Yep, pass him over.
I'm going to respond to the Teferi. This is the only thing I can do to be meaningful in this game, and once the Teferi is resolved, I won't be able to do it. And I don't think this is worth doing normally, but now it's the best target. I'm going to Abrupt Decay that.
Okay, triggers.
Pay 4.
Okay, I'll draw 1.
Brookish. I'm gonna ping you for 1 again.
Responses?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I figured I might as well do it before I'm locked out.
Yeah. Okay, so if that happens,
Right? No responses
Yep.
Teferi? Okay.
I would like to.
You got the kitten in hand? Oh, no.
So I would like to tap a black and Imp Seal.
I will
That
draw,
might get
I will
there.
draw a card. Okay.
Okay. I will lose 2 life.
I think that gets you there.
Yes, because I need
You get
to
any 0 mana rock?
Yeah, just find a. I think that's only one I can do.
You got Chrome Mox, Mox Diamond, Mox Opal, Soul Ring. You don't even need to net mana. You can just
She
draw
already
through
has
your
the
deck.
soul ring.
Yeah.
right?
Okay, I'm gonna find this card and put it on top.
Okay.
Lose 2 life. Now I would like to tap Soul Ring to float 2.
Mm-hmm.
-3 to fairy. To bounce Soul Ring and draw a card.
Okay.
Use one of the floating to cast Soul Ring again.
Draw a card.
Orcish trigger, take 1. We're going to tap this, lose 1 off of mana conflicts, tap Soul Ring, and the floating to cast a Displacer Kitten.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast a Mox Opal.
Drawing a card.
Bowmaster trigger on the Nezahal trigger.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
mean the face again?
Yeah, in the face again.
Okay.
And then with Mox Opal, I'm gonna flicker to fairy with Displacer Kitten.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna come back with full loyalty.
Yeah. Mox Opal enters.
Mox Opal
Unless you
enters.
have any responses.
So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to bounce Mox Opal.
Yeah.
And draw a card. Mox Opal, Displacer Kitten.
Draw. Okay.
Bowmaster.
Bowmaster. The question, I don't want to kill him first because he's the one drawing. If that is the win con, I'm gonna have to go for it for some reason.
Well, he's also got an Otawara, though, so he can stop you if he draws far enough.
That is true.
Whereas if you eventually hit another rock where you can start making infinite mana, you can just take us out in any other way.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. So yeah, I will hit you. It's gonna go up again.
You already
Think
took
I
that
think
one.
I-
Yeah,
yeah.
Flicker to fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
I will.
If we can start
Actually,
shortcutting the loop
yeah.
until someone
Yeah.
wants to do something. I'll just point back and forth for
I
priority.
can't cast any instant sorcery even if it's not targeting, correct?
You can't do anything.
Except activate abilities.
Yes.
So you literally need to channel.
Yeah, okay. Just double
So
check.
you draw your card there as a Bowmaster trigger.
Bowmaster trigger.
I'm double checking what I have in play. That's sorry before you did that. No, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
I already pinged you. You're good.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
doing it again, I
Yes,
will
so-
draw a card.
I will draw.
Oh, well, he draws his first.
I draw
and
mine
then-
no,
first,
sorry, you drew.
and then I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I draw mine, I take life. Or take a
Take
damage.
life. That goes up by 1.
Draw.
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 Same thing.
Okay.
Flicker. I will draw.
Anything on your draw?
No.
Okay, that goes up.
Mm-hmm.
You take 1.
I draw a card.
You draw. Okay, and then just for clarity, we're shortcutting a loop,
Yeah.
but every time he's doing this, the Mox Opal is being cast.
Alright.
Okay, so on his
I
draw,
haven't played a land this turn, have I?
you have not. So you have a land drop.
I'm gonna do a land drop.
What is it? It's Exotic Orchard?
Exotic Orchard.
Okay.
But this allows me to now go infinite colorless.
Yes, because he can, instead of... Well, the thing, he's still going to draw
I'm still going to
cards.
draw regardless.
Yes.
He doesn't have to use the Mox Opal.
Yep. I don't think there's any point in going to infinite colorless.
I actually
right now.
think you just put 7 pings on the Nezahal, and then you just go off.
I think that's easier for you
Than
than
trying to fight through him getting
So-
19
so I guess I'll
cards.
So
start with
we've
that.
got to start resolving 7 total triggers then.
Yes. Well,
Well, no. He hasn't put them on the stack. That's
Yeah.
just the plan going
that's
forward.
yeah. So I'm going to do that. So I'm
Do the
gonna
loop one more
loop
time.
One more time.
So, draw.
I'll get a die out to mark the damage. Anything from you here?
Nope.
Okay.
I
so
draw.
then he gets his draw. All right. And then we can do the loop one more time.
Yep. Loop one more time.
All right. Draw. Anything from you?
Nope.
This goes to 2.
I draw. Okay. That's interesting. I think I'm going to do the loop a bit differently.
Okay.
I will do the Mox Opal thing again.
Okay, draw.
Since I have to.
Mhm.
Anything?
Okay. Nope.
Ping
Okay.
this.
Ping that. Flickering to fairy.
And you
drawing.
get your draw.
Well, I'm going to activate Teferi to bounce the
Then.
Soul Ring to draw.
Yeah.
Then tap
Soul Ring.
Soul Ring.
Okay.
Same stuff.
Trigger. All right. Bowmaster trigger. Yep. Ping.
Okay.
Then
So fuck your
blink
Teferi.
the fairy.
I'm
Use
gonna
him to
now
draw.
tap Soul Ring for mana whenever I do this.
So it'll generate
Effectively
infinite
generate-
colorless as he's going.
Yes.
Right.
So then draw.
Yep.
Okay, well that's one of the things. So I guess I have two colorless floating, one Soul Ring.
Nope.
Ping that. It's Teferi, tap this, draw.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Ring again.
Mm-hmm.
Draw.
Bowmaster.
Yep.
I have so many counter spells in my hand right now. It's not even funny.
They just don't help, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tap. Draw off Teferi.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Ring.
Okay, please be it. It's not it.
Anything?
Nope.
Okay, so that's dead. So now I can
Nezahal has been deleted.
So do I have anything that's kind of preventing me from doing
I don't
stuff
think
now?
so, no. The only things you'd have to worry about are the Hullbreaker horrors, but if he doesn't have Otawara, they're not relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
So-
just go.
I can just go, okay, so...
We're not going to live long enough for you to have that back in
He
possession.
just wants it. Stop,
I know, he
stop
does. I
keeping
know
it
he
from the
does.
poor guy.
I know what I'm
Yeah.
adding
At this
more
point,
of.
you can...
I can just essentially draw my whole
Yeah.
deck.
And you won't have infinite mana, but you'll have one for each card in your deck. You'll have one colorless floating.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's like
thinking
60.
right now I'm actually going to... that's not... Okay, so I'm going to actually pay my 3 colorless that I have for a Phyrexian Altar.
Okay.
That way it turns on Mox Opal.
It
Okay.
sure does.
And so now I have infinite color mana
Well,
because
you
I'm
still have...
Well, it's technically a finite amount, but as
Well-
you're drawing through your deck, you'll have functionally like 50 to
Functionally.
60 of it.
And yeah, so I'm going to draw my entire deck.
Yeah. Okay. So for the sake of clarity, the loop is Mox Opal with Displacer Kitten and Teferi. Still
Yeah,
going
I'm
for
going to
that.
leave 2.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah, I'll leave 2. I think that's 2. Cool.
And then if it's there, you just do it again, right?
Yeah, I think I have it in here somewhere. If not, that would be really sad. Hello?
This video is going to be a nightmare to edit.
So it is somewhere in those 2.
That is unfortunate. I mean, just do it again, yeah.
I'm going to do it one more time. Ha, there it is. I'm going to use 2 of my blue floating to cast.
Claythorical.
Yeah.
All right. Anything, Ryan? This is your mommy. Take it. Take it from him. Take it from him.
Take it from him.
Well, don't I die first in order?
We all
of-
lose at
No,
the
no,
same
no.
time.
So none of us technically die.
Oh,
he
well,
just
then,
wins.
so then I never get it back at all this game.
Yeah.
Damn.
I will...
Just take it. Take it. Yeah.
I'll
Give me that
respond with exiling an Elvish Spirit Guide.
All right. Good game to Thomas here on his Sefris deck.
Congrats to Thomas on taking today's cEDH game. He was able to find consistent value and maintain a foothold even through the setbacks of the Magus of the Moon and the Chalice of the Void. But he couldn't have done it without a little bit of help from a couple of particular cards. So for today's MVC, we're going to give it to Orcish Bowmasters, with its triggers providing a significant amount of pressure on board states and life totals and allowing a bit of mixed interaction to lock myself out and the others. He was able to take the win today and can't deny the power it provided. So congrats to Orcish Bowmasters on being the MVC. Congrats to Thomas on the win today. We hope you enjoyed this cEDH video and hope you'll join us next week. Thank you.